Slap of Van Trophy.
John, please.
Neil, what do you think of that?
It's nice.
Yeah. He's just had some here. He did have a smiley face.
I do.
But now he's a bit pissed off because I didn't put enough rum in, so there you go.
It's a bit strong, you know. A bit strong for an old Wednesday night.
Yeah, school night, bit of rum, you know what I mean? So there you go.
But, yeah, it's a bit strong.
Neil, I think we're ready to go, pal. I think we're ready to go. I've just had a little message from Roisin. She's in the green room. She's putting the lippy on. The curlers are in. So we're ready to go. Let's just say goodbye to Mr. Marshmallow Man. Let's get on with the bloody show.
Good evening.
I'm just sharing the live to a few of our muckers.
You've got to share this,
you know, sharing is caring, so they tell us sharing is caring. So there you go.
What a cracking show we've got, Johnny boy.
Yeah, we have, Neil. We've got a cracking show tonight.
Cracking guest, cracking ales, cracking lips.
Anyway, welcome to the show, people. We are Booze and Booze, and we are part of Paralytic Activities. And tonight we have got the urban explorer, paranormal investigator, YouTuber Roisin Taylor from, Neil, Roisin in Wonderland.
Cracking.
She's not going to shrink us into a little bottle, nothing like that. No.
I'm surprised she ain't late. She's late. She's late. I'm late.
No. He's always late.
I'll tell you about that in a minute, Johnny boy.
What you do with that rabbit is up to you.
Rabbit.
Like I said, we're going to start the show with the Paranormal Ale in a minute. We've got a quick fire 10. We've got Paranormal Room 101. And maybe, if we've got time, we're going to head into the House of 1,000 Corpses, which I've been told by Little Dicky Bird is one of Roisin's favourite films. So there you bloody go, Neil. There you bloody go. Who's in the chat, kid?
Right, we've got a hey, John. I know I'm going to say this. It's famous.
Go on.
It just says Facebook of the user. We don't know who you are. Apart from Nick's the Parney, I cheers my waist.
yeah, like I say,
Kane Craig Maloney.
Facebook users, please give us your name so we know who you are. Throw some bloody questions in. Roisin is chomping at the bit. He's in the green room, full of knowledge, ready to answer your bloody questions. So throw them in, people.
And my mum's Luke Walker. Yes.
Neil, we need to bring in our
what?
Paranormal Ale. Orange, right. What we got, kid? What we got?
What we got? I've got a little story about this.
Have you really? Jesus. I don't think we've got this ain't in the script, Neil.
Right. We have got Cranbourne Poacher.
Oh, nice.
So rich and fruity, ruby ale, 5.7%.
A rich and rooty or
fruity.
A tutti fruity. Say it's a tutti fruity. Is
rich
that what you say?
Fruity ruby ale.
Not a tutti fruity ale.
And it's from Badger Dorset Brewers.
Nice.
They say there's no such thing as a free meal. But as you wind your way through the wooded hills towards the Ting village of Cranbourne, you might bump into the charming rogue, the Cranbourne Poacher, who has round these parts outwitting both authority and prey in his pursuit.
Let's hope he's not in Mr. Maggot's crop.
Of pilfered plums and pheasants for his pot. So, this is for you,
Neil.
The Cranbourne Poacher.
Boris. It sounds pretty fantastic to me.
5.7%.
That's not too bad. Is it really? Jesus Christ. And I'm having a rum and ginger ale at the same time. I'm at work at 5:30 in the morning. It's your fault.
John.
What?
I ain't tasted plums like that for a long while.
Well, it's been a while, Neil. You know what I mean? It's been a while.
That type of plums, John.
Here's one I made earlier.
Yeah, that's really nice. I'm not just from Cafe on the Metro in Belston, the best ale bar and bottle shop in the world,
Ooh,
in my
she's
eyes. Estelle and Porter, you're doing a cracking job of Cafe Metro because they've got live music, John.
Yep.
They've got live cobs. They've got live crisps.
Nice.
And they've got live people in there as well, John.
I'm glad, Neil.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
So, yes. Estelle and Porter, bless you.
Yeah.
Cafe Metro Bilston, get your horses down there.
Best craft ale and bottle shop in the bloody Midlands, I can tell you that. And talking of the best in the Midlands, Neil.
Yeah.
If anybody fancies going on a paranormal event, our good friends at Wednesday Paranormal, best in the Midlands, go and message Russ Bevan and see where they're going for the rest of the year and get on one of them because they are bloody fantastic, I can tell you that.
Yes, they are.
So that's the less of the socials, Neil. Less of the socials.
Right, who we got? Darlston Paranormal under that, is John.
Oh, I don't know. I think it could be anybody, Neil. It could be anybody. Anyway, Neil, my glasses are on. The beers are in. Roisin is going to be on in 5 minutes. She's getting herself ready, all warmed up. But first, it's time for Paranormal Roundup.
Fuck God.
Neil, what have you been up to, kid?
You know what I've been up to, Johnny boy?
Well, I do, Neil. Oh, that's why I asked.
I just want to get this out of the way, right? I had some devastating news on Saturday.
Shocking news.
Yes, it was. My favourite DJ died suddenly, and I'm absolutely devastated. I'm just saying, Jason K, I know like I've only met you once, but bless you, man, you're a total legend.
Yeah.
Thank you for the memories. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, get out of the way. Right, John?
He's been gutted all week, I can tell you.
And then, to top it off, John, I got arrested the other day.
You got arrested? What
I got arrested.
Really?
I'm not proud of myself, but I went into Costa Coffee.
It cost a fortune, more like.
All that was a big pack of digestive biscuits, John. I had no money. So I was going around all the tables, asking them if I could put me biscuits in the coffee, you know.
Yeah.
And I ate the whole packet, and people were just calling me names.
Times are hard, Neil. Times are hard.
John.
Times are
John,
hard.
they're calling me all sorts of bloody names. People got fed up with it and found the police.
Well, what did they do you for?
Dunking disorderly. Anyway.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I think the work's getting a bit fed up with me as well.
What was the work getting fed up, you know?
I was late this morning again.
You're always late.
Ever since I changed my alarm clock to the bloody Alky Calky, you know what I mean?
Okay.
It took me 20 minutes to get out of bed this morning again, John.
What's that thing?
I was putting my left leg in the left leg out. I don't know what to do.
Neil, do you know what? He's always singing. He's always bloody singing.
John, singing runs in our family. You're not even my sewing machine's a singer.
Anyway, our guest last week, Mr. Mickey York, the legend, I forgot to mention, go and check out his merch because he's actually got some fantastic merch. And if you pop on YouTube now and type in Mr. Mickey York or just Mickey York, his new video when he was at the Jamaica Inn has just dropped. Go and check it out. It's a good watch, I can tell you that.
It is, mate. It is.
Neil, I've got some news for you.
Oh, go on then.
We are going to be doing a live show, our first live show from a haunted location in a couple of weeks, Neil. I'm not going to tell anybody where it is. All I'm going to say, Neil, make sure you got your Veruca sock, your budgie smugglers, and your goggles ready. That's all I've got to say, because you're going to need them.
Your Veruca sock?
Your Veruca sock and your budgie smugglers. Yeah. Because we're going to be doing a live from there, Neil.
From where?
It's a secret, Neil.
Oh.
It's a secret.
Oh.
Neil, get ready with Alexa.
Yeah.
Our guest tonight, Roisin, she tells me that she loves Halloween and all year round her house is like Halloween. Halloween is just 12 months of the year,
John,
for Roisin.
You know what? My house is like Halloween too.
No, just because there's cobwebs everywhere. Just because there's cobwebs everywhere, don't mean you're dressed up as Halloween. So, Neil, with that in mind, I've only had another review of my book.
Have you really?
I have, yeah, Neil. I have.
Who's it off, John?
Hold up. The Halloweeners. I've had another review of my book, The Halloweeners by John Smith. It's on Amazon for £6.25. Go and check it out. I've sold another couple of copies this week. How about that, Neil?
Brilliant.
I have, yeah. And I've had another review on my book. How about that?
And when you're ready, John, you can throw it in the Amazon.
Just because you can't read, Neil.
I can read.
Neil, the only books you got are pop-up books and they're Playboy.
So, where do you think I got my black eye from?
God knows what pops up in them. But because of my little links with Hollywood and stuff like that, I've had
Dollywood, get Royce,
Bollywood. I've had another review from Mr. Halloween himself, Neil. Mr.
Yeah.
Halloween himself, yeah. I'm just going to go and get the review because I've left
Go
it
on,
under
then.
the table. Neil.
Yeah. Alexa, resume. Alexa, resume.
By the way, the review's from Michael Myers. And not the one who done Austin Powers either. Here's the review.
And what's it say, John? What's it say? What's he said? What's he said? What's it? Alexa, stop.
Well, that's all it says because Michael Myers now speakers are mute, isn't he?
Oh,
So,
God.
yeah.
That is ridiculous.
I can't help it, Neil. You know, that's just the way he is. It's just the way he is. Neil, on a great note, Jesus Christ, where did I think of this shit from? I've got a great note, Neil. Our YouTube channel at the moment is soaring, nearly soaring. I can't believe it.
It's soaring.
Yeah, we've had 36 new subscribers in 2 weeks.
Woo-hoo!
Have some of that.
Which we've got no views, eh?
Yeah.
You know.
But that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes.
I know.
Neil, anybody on the comment?
Yeah.
Machine's ready. She's ready.
Oh. Let's
Anything? Any questions?
Darlston, cheeky sod. Ew. Ew. Oh. Next upon you. Ha.
No, not questions, Neil.
Oh, no, I'm just pulling them up.
Oh, God. No.
Oh.
Neil, let's
Yes.
bring in Roisin.
Okay.
Here we go, people. She's been waiting long enough. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening.
How about that then? I had a review from the man himself, Michael Myers. Do you know what? That was such a great surprise for me. A great surprise. It really was. But talking of surprises, Rochelle, I have got a surprise for you. Rochelle. Did I say Rochelle?
You said Rochelle.
Did I
That's
say
a
Rochelle?
word. You said
Sorry.
Rochelle.
Well, it's an easy mistake to make because I'm just looking at my feed and someone. Anyway, Roisin, I have got a surprise for you.
Go on.
Do you know when you was talking to me that you loved Rob Zombie?
Yeah.
And especially House of a Thousand Corpses.
Mm-hmm.
With my links in Hollywood and stuff like that, I can see his face. My links in Hollywood, I've only got you a voice message from Captain Spaulding himself. How about that then? Would you like to listen to what he's got to say for you?
Yeah, go on.
Brace yourself. I'm glad you're sitting down.
Whoa! Well, howdy there, Shane. It's your friend of Wonderland, Captain Spaulding here again. Yes. What the fuck is this? Chicken Fruity, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry about that. My little doggy acting up. Anyway, gotta run. Gotta help Dr. Satan. Hell, next time you're around, I'll take you to meet the old bastard and I'll have some fried chicken.
That's a start.
So there's a little voice message for you from the man himself, Captain Spaulding. I hope you like that. I'll send it to you. You can have that for yourself. So when you're dull or bored, put it on because that is for you. For
Is that
your
the real
machine.
one, John?
Yeah, of course it is. Anyway, our little horror impressionist is called Ian Walker Trigger, and I said I'd give him a little shout out because he's always doing these little impressions for me. So
That was really good, that one, yeah.
We've already got a question, Johnny boy.
anyway, we've got a question. What we're going to do? We're going to just ask a little synopsis, just a quick synopsis of yourself, and then we'll get into the questions. Roisin, take it away.
So, I mostly do paranormal, and I've got my YouTube, but every video, it's got that bit of Urbex vibe to it as well, because I love to look around the old buildings. And so, yeah, that's what I do. I've got an Instagram with a load of photographs on. And I think the most work goes into my YouTube channel, though.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple of videos still to go at the minute. I've not had the internet to upload things properly. It's been on the fritz for a while, but
Yeah.
I'll be
Well, it
getting
takes
some-
ages, doesn't it? It takes ages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think YouTube's the way to go, John.
Well, in some
Yeah,
respects, I mean, like I say, we do it as a documentation for our little visits. That's kind of what we do. But you like us, we like to go to these old buildings and just like talk out into the dark to nothing and kind of stumble over like loose bricks and stuff. No, and that's what it is. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
So what was that question, Neil? Can you read that out then?
What would your paranormal legacy be?
Oh, good question to start off the show.
I don't know.
Good
I
answer.
I really don't know. Hopefully, like I'll leave a legacy that I was just real and just me, and hopefully people can see that I really enjoy what I do and I'm really passionate about it.
Yeah, that's a good legacy for the simple fact that you're just being you, and you're not trying to be anybody else, and that's the way it should be.
Next upon this book, have you ever seen an alien apart from the one behind you?
I haven't seen an alien, but this is actually Jack. It's Jack Skellington.
Jack Skellington. Yeah, it's Jack Skellington from A Nightmare Before Christmas.
How is he? Come
Yeah.
on, Nick.
Sort it out, Stefani.
Put me
Jesus
under
Christ.
pressure.
Anyway, Roisin, where did the name Roisin in Wonderland come from? Why did you call your channel that?
What it was is when I first started my channel, like if you look at my first videos, I was just doing urbex and explores, but I'd never wanted to just keep it at that. It's like I was going out with people that weren't interested in doing paranormal and just wanted to do the urbex, and so it was like, oh, so at some point I will get round to doing it, but I didn't want to limit my channel, and so I didn't want to give it an urbex name, and also it fits me because I've kind of I've kind of like, I don't know. I think the Alice in Wonderland thing does fit me the way I am and the way I live and stuff. Like it, as you can see.
Well, you look like you're full of beans, and more than likely, if you're anything like me, I can't concentrate on just one bloody thing. So it's like with our channel, we do all different kinds of sections. We do obviously lives, we do reels, we do shorts, we do shows, obviously, and our shows our lives, we do kind of Paranormal Ales, Ask Orange, and that's all in the video. Do you know what I mean? So because we just don't want to be labelled as just turning up at location,
This is the thing.
filming in the dark, shouting out and going home.
Life's too short to like put yourself in a little box and limit yourself.
Yeah, it is exactly. I totally agree with that completely.
Yeah,
Neil, question before I ask Roisin another one.
Right, Patricia Anger, let's have a question, but this is down our street, John. I love our buildings. I don't even need spooky stuff, but a nice fireplace and on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we go to a lot of old pubs, and if it's got a fireplace and some craft ales, we're sorted.
What's the most unusual location that you thought would not be active?
Oh, that's a good question, really, because you can go to some locations like an house on the corner, just having a look around, and it could be one of the most active places you've ever been to.
Yeah.
One thing I have mentioned recently, you might notice on my channels, more recently I've been doing, like small houses and cottages, because I went to this house, just a normal house in a little village. It was empty, nothing in it. There's just like a couple of things left. So much activity, insanely haunted. And it seems the most activity I've got is in these small little bungalows and cottages.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
is that because of the confined space, and like I said, there's nothing around to cause pollution?
I've no idea what it is, but it's like in one of them, Screaming House. A lot of people have done it. I got something thrown at me, and there was another one we did called The Witch's House, and at the very end of my video, get banging on a wardrobe. And yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. You can tell from my reaction.
I don't think anybody would be expecting some banging on the wardrobe. He's got a filthy mind, Roisin. I'm sorry. He has got a filthy mind.
Ignore him. Ignore him.
It's true.
Roisin, I don't. How many of you? How many people?
Oh, sorry, let me just wind him back up. Just wind him back up. Jesus Christ. Get your words out, stuttering Stanley.
How many of you go out and do abandoned buildings? You say you don't go by yourself, obviously.
No. Most of the time, just me and my boyfriend go. We've kind of like.
Was that when the banging on the cupboards was happening?
We've been together nearly a year now, and when we went to the witch's house, we'd only been together like a few weeks at this point, and I think I scared the shit out of him with my reaction. And so but we go out with friends and stuff, and like I've met up with other channels like Urbex with Taffy, and I can't remember what his girlfriend's channel's called now. Urban Extracts. We went and filmed with them recently, and it was well fun. So I do like to go out with other people as well and stuff like that.
So I take it, because like when you go out on your Urbex or you do your paranormal investigation, you sound like you like to actually have fun while you're there. And we always say the best energy is laughter.
It is.
It is, and we always go and have a good time. We make a day of it, don't we, Neil?
We
start in a pub, we go to the location, and we end up in a pub and talk about what's happened, and that is basically what we do.
You know something, right? We don't call out like we used to, DJ.
No, not really.
And so we just have a talk amongst ourselves, have a bit of a laugh. I think you get more activity doing that.
You do. So going back to when you first started, Roisin, what made you leave your front door and go urbexing and paranormal investing? What was the first thing? Do you know what? That's what I want to do, and I'm going to do it right now. What was it? What got them coattails?
It was. I've always been into paranormal, and obviously when I was a teenager, I was always hanging out in abandoned buildings as well, and then. It just got to the point as an adult, I was like, I want to do it again. So it was just, especially in lockdown, because there was like, couldn't go pub was shut. So
yeah, I know.
That's why I built a bar. That's why I built this bar. So I could have a pub in my garden.
Yeah.
So there you are, the Boodog Tavern. What's that saying? A question on everybody's lips. Roisin, this is an important question.
Very important.
And I'm glad you're sitting down for this.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on fruit pastels?
I think they're very nice, but apart from, I don't like the yellow and green ones. Oh, and the orange ones.
Do you like fruit pastels?
I'll eat half the pack.
That's where the other arm's gone.
We need to meet the Riddler, Luke. He's green as well.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, he always comes with half pack of fruit pastels, and you've had the other half.
Yeah, there you go, Luke. I always wondered that.
Roisin, you've been around, so the rumour goes. Which location sticks in your mind for activity, history? The kind of the top shelf of yours. Which location sticks in your mind?
I'd say St. Joseph's Orphanage. Unfortunately, half the buildings have been demolished now and it's being renovated, but it wasn't so much. It's like I've went there a lot, and sometimes it'd be quite quiet night, but there was times I was there in the afternoon and heard a growl behind me and things like that. And just the history's really amazing, and the whole. I loved the building. Like, the building was gorgeous and so huge as well.
Yeah. What's the history of the place?
So it was built as an orphanage, and then they added a new building onto it that was a private hospital. And during, I think it was it was both World Wars, they started using it, for military soldiers.
Yeah.
But and when it was a private hospital, George Formby died there.
What? With his ukulele?
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
right there.
Was he standing on the corner at the time? Oh,
While cleaning the windows, was it?
oh yeah, he'd done that as well. Oh, rest in peace, George.
We're not cleaning windows.
Rest in peace. Brilliant. I've also heard, Roisin, through the grapevine, that when you do this kind of urban exploring and going to all these amazing abandoned buildings, because you were telling me there is thousands and thousands around the country. You've even got a map on them all, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
What are some of the close scrapes, some of the kind of the juicy gossip that's happened to you while you've been obviously in these buildings?
Well, I've been caught
Where
by.
do you start? Where do we start?
Yeah. I have been caught by security. What one guy, a security came up and we went, "Hi, you all right?" And he went, "People usually just run from me. I don't know what to do now." and so it's usually a case if they're all right and they'll just ask us to leave. But there was a case, we were in a school in Liverpool at about 11 o'clock at night and got pulled out by armed police.
What?
Armed police.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
And
In Liverpool?
yeah.
They've got nothing better to do.
Well, there's enough to do in Liverpool, let's be honest.
Yeah, luckily, once they realised we weren't burgling the place, they were all right. Like when they realised you've got equipment and stuff with you. But yeah, there's been a couple of times that I've been asked to leave by police, and they usually just like take your name and stuff. Yeah, there is one St. Joseph's Seminary now. It's got security on it. It's notoriously hard to get into. And we played hide and seek with security for about 2 hours before we finally got into the building.
You know what? I couldn't do it. Fair play to you. Is this why you're always dyeing your hair? Are you kind of like trying to
master of disguise?
Master of disguise.
Yeah. They'll never know who I am.
You've never been tasered, have you?
No. It's actually a good job and we live in England and not America, because I would have been tased so many times.
So leading on to some of these buildings you've been into, Roisin, have you got any paranormal experiences that you can kind of share with us?
Yeah, I've had loads, and it seems to be most of the time where you're not expecting it. Like there was a time, obviously I'll look back on footage and find things I didn't notice at the time before, but there's been times where I've pressed stop on my camera thinking I'm done recording, then heard someone walk up behind me and turn around and no one's there, I'm alone.
Yeah.
I've been touched. I've had that one time I had something thrown at me, and I've kept the little rock that was thrown at me. It's just hearing voices and bangs, all sorts. We have had some amazing things, and like, yeah, I've had it in my house as well.
Well, we'll get onto that in a minute. Minute. So, what is kind of your favourite location? You know, you mentioned that thing, but you've been to an asylum recently as well, haven't you?
I love asylums. Recently,
That's
I went to. Recently, I did an asylum, and I went and met up with Jade Butler Explorers and Strayed Explorer, and we had a great night. We were there for hours. The place was massive, and it was like we just kept hearing things all around us. And yeah, it was a really good night, and we got some good evidence as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always wanted to do an asylum.
I'm just ready to ask you that.
I've always wanted to do an asylum. I haven't done one yet, but if we went to an abandoned one, I guarantee you now, because he is the most unluckiest person in the world, that some psycho killer will come back because it's his birthday, the night that we're there, and we'll end up being chased around by a machete or a bloody chainsaw, because that's how unlucky he is. Roisin,
I am very unlucky.
He is. I'm surprised he ain't got us a story tonight, but there you go.
Thanks.
I hear from one of your locations you kind of went to that something might have followed you home. Can you tell us why you think that and what has been happening in your bloody house? And is there anything happening right now? Because it'd be great if you can catch it on the live.
this is actually the second time I've brought something from a location. But what's going on now? In fact, I'll tell you the first time we did a house called Demon House.
Why is it called Demon House, Roisin?
Because things had been done to let demon into the house,
Right.
like rituals and stuff. And when every time I went through the spirit box, you say, "Who are you?" and it'd go, "Oh, I'm a demon, the devil," and whatever it was would claim to be a demon. But after that, I was home alone one night about 2 a.m. and heard someone stomp across my bedroom upstairs and slam the door. And so I called someone and was like, "I think someone's in my house. We go upstairs and check," and they weren't. And so I just knew it must have been something I brought back. But after me and Nick did the Witch's House, one of the apps we use, like a word generator, we notice every time we've used it after doing the Witch's House, we keep getting up the message, "We're following you." And I mean, Nick's been sat on the toilet and watched the shower curtain flutter. I've actually caught it on. I had my phone and started recording. My chandelier, a few of the things started shaking on my chandelier in my living room. We'll be downstairs and hear footsteps upstairs, even if there's just us in the house. I mean, we've had, come back from the pub with mates, and one of our mates, like, knowing that there was just us there, is going, "Who's walking about upstairs?" And I'm like, "It's just the ghost."
It's okay. It's just Casper.
Yeah.
He's just messing around upstairs.
It's like the cats will all of a sudden go because they can see something we can't.
They do that round Neil because they can sense evil. You see, they do that round him. What happened in the bedroom the one night you were telling me yesterday? Nick, see what I mean?
John?
See what I mean?
You're
telling
terrible, yeah.
No, something happened. It was it wasn't expected.
I can't even remember what it was now. I'm sorry, I've got really bad memory.
It puts everybody off. He's got one thing on his mind: pure filth. Go on, carry on.
Ignore him.
What? Because we have got in the corner to my right down here. Like my son's 5 now, but when he was a baby in his cot, he would giggle at the corner and wave, and people would come in my room and be like, "There's something in that corner," and my daughters as well. So my son's actually 5 now, so this is how long that this has been going on. So this isn't to do with something that's followed me. With my coat hangers are on the rail in that corner, and sometimes we'll hear them moving. And like, if you glance over in the night when it's like dark, you think you might just see something move in that corner, and it's like, what is going on?
Jesus Christ.
Like your lights flickering in the background as you speak.
They're actually set to flicker, but we do have that. We do get lights flickering in the house as well every so often. Yeah.
So do you know what I've always thought? Because like we went to a location before, and I was driving back home, and I kept looking in my rear view mirror, thinking I was going to see some wrinkly old bird in the back. No, I hadn't been to grab a granny night.
Thinking you'd pulled.
Yeah. And I was getting a bit like goosebumpy, and I opened my front door. It was like 4 a.m. It was pitch black, and as I looked at the top of my stairs, there was a shape of a person at the top of the stairs, and I shit myself. The wife had put a coat on top of the Hoover, and I freaked out. And I thought something had followed me home. I mean, Neil is hoping somebody follows his home one of these nights because, Roisin, I've never said this to you before, but it's been a while, bless him. It's been a while.
John, will you stop trying to embarrass me?
I'm not trying to embarrass you, Neil. But it's a true fact, Neil. It's a true fact.
You don't want everybody to know, John.
Neil, everybody knows. You've been saying it. I've been saying it for 2 years. It's been that long. Oh, dear. So, anyway, Roisin, where can people find your content?
YouTube. So it's Roisin and Wonderland on YouTube, and on there, everything else is linked, so you can just click on it and go to all my socials and everything on there. I do have a TikTok account as well, but I don't use it as much.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to go and watch some real paranormal videos, urbex exploring, go and check out Roisin in Wonderland on every platform you can bloody find.
More platforms and
Donkey Kong. What does that say, Neil?
Have you ever got too scared by an invest? You think you'd want to go back again to face it?
See, my problem is I don't seem to have that fear factor. I have spent years living in haunted houses and stuff, and I've in a couple of my videos you see me jump out my skin, but I'm like, oh, I'll get up and start running, then I'll go back and I'll be like, do it again. I don't have that fear factor. I want to find a place that scares the bejesus out of me. Yeah, I really do. Yeah,
so I love the fear factor. That's what this adrenaline is. It's like going on a roller coaster. Do you know what I mean? That's what I love to do. Is actually be scared. Very rarely ever happens, but I love to be in that kind of fear factor, like you were saying.
Yeah, when he looks in the mirror every morning, you love it, don't you, Sean?
I do, yeah. I scry every morning at 5:30. So, Roisin, what you got coming up for the rest of 2023?
Well, I've got so many places that I want to investigate, and we're going to start investigating the house, and we're going to start putting videos up of the house because there's something in this house, and we need to work it out because one thing that got me as well, I'm very comfortable around paranormal activity, but my partner peeked into my son's room one night and watched the other end from where my son was sleeping, his duvet at the other end, lift up on its own and then drop as if someone had just lifted it and let go. Yeah. And
I'd be out of there. I'm not going to lie.
He's also had he also had once again. I was upstairs and had left him downstairs, and he heard footsteps come up behind him down the hall, felt a rush and something grabbed his shoulder.
You need to get the cameras up, Roisin. You need to get them cameras up.
Get the cameras up. Get the cameras up, get the equipment sorted.
Yeah, get some real footage. Don't go down the route of Really Haunted or Ben and Lane, the bloody faking bastards. Don't go down that route. Actually, see if you can get some real paranormal footage in your house. That'd be fantastic. And we'll all be
that's what that's what I'm hoping. It's like you'll notice some of my videos, like you don't get much activity in some of our videos because it's just whatever we got. If we don't get activity at a place, I'll just put up the video and say, well, we didn't get anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's the way to be. Like I say, you got to be real. Don't fake no shit. And just, like I say, our smart videos, we got hours and hours of footage, and we got a video of 10 minutes because there's no point in showing nothing. Do you know what I mean? So it's the way it is. No question.
That's why a lot of people fake it, John.
They do. Of course they do. That's why they get thousands and thousands of bloody views.
I know. None of these people believe it.
All the real ones, like us, we get the box standard 100, 200, 300. So there you go. Now, what does that say?
I have a question. What sort of paranormal activity was the worst for you and why?
That's
a good question. I like that.
I don't know, to be honest.
I think the grabbing is quite fair. And I mean, I've never been grabbed.
Yeah, having something thrown at me or being made to jump, when it's a sudden loud sound. I'm a jumpy person.
Yeah.
And I don't really enjoy that being made to jump. So, I do think I will never forget having something thrown at me. That was not something I was expecting.
You know, if I'd have seen that duvet rise like that, Down with the crabbing cell. The only time it ever happens for me is when I'm watching Big Love Island. I'm only joking.
Or Baywatch reruns. One of the two. Babe Station.
That Roy's very hard, trust me.
Anyway, so go back to the other question, Rasheen. So where are you going this year, or is it a secret? Are these secret locations?
To be honest, I don't plan out too far in advance. And I'll usually think, oh, got a kid-free weekend, I'll pick somewhere to go. And then I'll go and pick somewhere, because I've got loads of things on my map.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and obviously I like looking into the history of the place and stuff like that.
Oh, just about to ask you that. Do you actually like do you research before you go and kind of thing?
I spend hours researching, and the thing with doing abandoned places, a lot of them you can't get access to them. So I'll just try the next place on the map, and we quite often go to places where I haven't had time to look up the history, or there isn't any. Or I've had places where I've heard, like local rumours, but not any definitive history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So that's all the kind of the serious questions out the way, Rasheen. Now we can go on to the fun time questions. Neil, let's get into it. Rasheen, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you are in the other realm, and I'm really sad to say this, but me and Orange want to resurrect you, but we need 3 items to bring you back. What 3 items do we bloody need?
A vape, a coffee, and false lashes.
Actually, Neil, that's his 3 as well.
I don't vape, John.
Yeah, but you like the false lashes.
I do, yeah. I have false lashes every night, John.
Yeah.
False lashes or false
That's
lashes.
it, Neil. Make a note of that.
I thought you just wore the lashes at the weekend.
You say false lashes or false lashes?
Not 4 slashes. No, he thinks you said 4 slashes.
No.
Because that's what Neil has in an hour been.
Oh, shut up, John. Doing my editing tonight, jeez.
So that's easy, Neil. Jot that down just in case we're going to need it. You know what I mean? That was quick. Bloody hell, you must have been asked that question before, Richard. Where? I don't know. Where? I don't know. There's this little thing I like to ask people, especially I've never done it on a live before. But I think I've got one, and he's definitely got a couple here. It's like a graveyard, it is. Everyone has got one skeleton in the closet. Neil has got his shaky eye. Neil, demonstrate.
I can't
You
do
can.
it. I can't. It won't do it. Work of a night.
Just do it.
I can't do it.
Yeah, you can see that shaking.
Yeah.
You can see your eye shaking. Rasheen, is there a party trick, a secret skill, or a guilty pleasure that not many people know about you? What is it?
I crochet.
Never.
Do you know what? There'd be a million answers to that, and I would never pick that you actually pick up a.
It's actually one of many crafts I do. I'm really big into crafts and stuff.
Bloody hell.
You need to start crocheting some of these little horror characters.
No, yeah.
I usually just do things that are relaxing to make. Yeah.
Like what?
Like blankets. I have a house full of blankets that I've crocheted.
Really? Oh, beautiful blankets. Yeah.
He's easily pleased, Machine. He's
Yeah,
easily pleased.
I am easily pleased.
Neil, have you got a kind of a secret skill apart from your shaky eyes?
Not really, John.
I've got a secret skill. I'm not going to do it now, but I'm going to do it in a show coming up. I can do at least, I keep telling people at the pub, at least 30 really bad impressions.
Oh, God. Terrible.
Yeah. So I'm going to do 30 impressions in 2 minutes, Neil. But they're really shit. But you can, unless I'll tell you what they are, and they go, oh yeah, I know him. Oh yeah, that sounds like him. But if I doubt you, who the fucking hell's that? You know what I mean? But yeah, that's my.
Turn my eyelids inside there.
Go on then. They just scare everybody. Oh no, that's not really a skill.
It's a skill, John. I get the tops off the bottoms of my eyelids.
Yeah. You'd be in Benidorm next, like bloody slings ping pongs out of a thing.
Sticky Vicky.
That's the one. Everybody knows our Vicky now, though.
Yeah.
Roisin, have you heard of Paranormal Room 101?
I have, yes.
It's a room where you can pick kind of 2 or 3 items, what you can't stand the size of, or the shit, or one of the two, whatever. But I want you to tell us so we can get them into Paranormal Room 101. 2 or 3 items in the paranormal, or even urbex exploring, totally up to you. Items, people, places, TV shows, anything to do with the paranormal and you're exploring. What can't you stand and what's going in the room?
Can't stand people who fake it.
There you go. Sorry, can you repeat that, Neil? Neil, let me just turn his earplugs on.
Then I can't stand people who fake it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Me neither.
I was like that with my expenses.
I was going to say, I'm just to clarify, I'm talking about paranormal evidence.
Machine, be careful what comes out your mouth, because he's got a one-track mind. Trust me.
There you go.
I'm totally the same. Anybody who wants to go down the route of faking it, they should not even be in the field, as far as I'm concerned.
No.
And I watched a video today on TikTok, and I'll kid you not, there was 1,000 comments, 1,000 views. There's these 2 people sat in a chair, both fat slobs, basically. That's what they look like. They look like Wayne and Waynetta slob, right? And they're filming with cameras, saying there's shadow people peeking behind them through the door. And you see, not your door.
Sorry.
I just saw a shadow. Yeah, and so.
Whatever.
And to Deco, don't get this done.
Sorry, it's one of my kids. Like she knows that because I'm busy. She's like, "Can I just use your card to get a takeaway?" She knows I'll just go, "Yeah, go away." She's waiting till I'm doing this.
Yeah, so they're filming this doorway with these black shadows popping around. I mean, they're total solid. You can tell it's total bullshit. But they're there with all this equipment, sat down, and people saying, "Yeah, I can see him. This is scary." Blah blah blah. You should have saw the state of the house. It looked like a bomb site. They were from England, but it looked like it was in Ukraine. The room was horrendous. And people were saying, "Well, get them shadow people to get the bloody decorating done in your house, will you?" Do you know what I mean? It was, and that's what people do, just to try and make a cheap book, or trying to get more likes and followers, just by faking the shit. And you know what? It boils my piss.
Calm
it
down.
really does.
Calm down, Wayne.
It does, though, Neil. We go out and we try and do these real investigations. If we get nothing.
No.
Anything's a bonus. And you got these idiots who don't know nothing about it, who are trying faking bloody Casper or a poltergeist in the bus stop.
You know
Just
something,
me.
right? Have you watched Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Well, there's a question here. What music would you use to protect you from Vecna?
Palais Royale. I went and saw them live in February. Yeah.
I've never heard of them. Who are them?
A lot of people haven't. They're still not that big. They're like an alternative band, like rock. And yeah, they're amazing.
What kind of music do they do? Like, what is it like?
Rock, Neil. She just said
Rock.
Yeah, like alternative rock.
Oh, alternative rock.
Yeah.
It's not dead heavy though, because I do like Slipknot as well.
Yeah, it's kind of grungy, very grungy.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of got like, I mean, I think my playlist would surprise a lot of people, because it's quite. I do listen to a lot of metal and stuff like that, but then like like Green Day and Blink-182 and stuff
brilliant.
like that. Yeah.
Love all that. You bring back the 90s. If I could get a time machine, I'll be back there right now.
I will as well.
And we've got Captain Spaulding. He's in the chat room. Say hello, because he sent you a message.
Hello, Captain Spaulding.
Ask him where your bloody fried chicken is.
Can't put on the spot like that.
So what else is going in room 101?
I'm probably going to get some, people aren't going to like this, but Yvette Fielding.
Do you know what? I'm not being funny, but I think she deserves to be in that room. Even though 90% of paranormal investigators started with Most Haunting. And, I was probably one of them as well. You know what I mean? I used to love it when it first started. And then it went bloody ridiculous. And I think, even though she was good, maybe there's 1,000 people who would have done it better without screaming at the drop of a hat.
That's the thing. obviously they've been caught faking things and her theatrics.
Yeah.
It's like if you leave the TV on and Most Haunted comes on, you know what's come on, even if you're upstairs because of the screaming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Yvette Fielding's in there, Neil.
She's on Mastermind over there, wasn't she?
Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What else is going in there, Rasheen? There's got to be some.
think
There's got to be some kind of equipment you want to say. Do you know what? Get it in there.
No, actually, I don't think there is anything else.
That's fine. There's 2 items gone in the room tonight,
That's
Neil.
good,
That's
good.
fine with me.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. Rasheen, we need to crack on because we've only got 7 minutes left. How about that? It's gone like bloody that.
It's gone so fast, hasn't it?
That when you're having fun, time flies. So they say.
It does.
So they say. This is ready for your quick fire 10, Rasheen. Now, the quick fire 10, I've got 10 questions for you. All I need from you is yes or no. It's as simple as that. Simplest game on the bloody planet. Just yes and no. Rasheen, are you ready for your quick fire 10?
I'm ready.
Okay. Number 1. Is urban exploring dangerous?
Yes.
Number 2. Are aliens already amongst us?
Yeah.
3. Are a Ouija board just a toy?
No.
4. Are ghost apps a load of shit?
No.
5. Would you take Slimer in a fist fight?
Yeah.
I could see that. It looks like you already have. Is Rob Zombie a real zombie?
No.
Do demons exist?
Yes.
Is an incubus better than a Vengabus?
No. Nothing's better than the Vengabos.
Can items have attachments?
Yes.
And number 10, do ghosts walk amongst us?
Yes.
There you go, Neil. Rasheen's quick fire 10. How about that?
Very good. Very good.
So going back, so why do you think Ouija boards aren't just a toy, Rasheen? Have you had some kind of some serious hits on there?
I have never had one work for me, but it seems to be there's a lot of evidence of people bringing Zozo through using them. I don't even like saying his name in my house. And
He might be in your house for all you know.
well, when it's yeah, and I know people have used them, and it's stirred up all sorts and stuff like that. But personally, I've never actually got one to work for me, so I just use them for decoration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, John, I've said it before. And
Go
I
on,
will
say
it again.
Say it. Well, Rasheen's never heard it, Neil.
You know, I love Ouija boards, right? Because it's the only board game I can still play with me nan.
I've heard that joke about 30 times.
It's a good night.
It is a good joke. I'm not going to lie.
I liked your one about the going into Costa with digestive biscuits.
Oh.
I laughed really loud at that.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
I must say, we've been doing this quick fire 10 for about 6 shows now, and I'm going to start making notes, Neil, because every single person, when I've said, are aliens amongst us, everyone has said yes.
Yeah.
Yes, aliens are already amongst us.
Yeah.
And you know
Well,
what?
you look at some people, and it's the only way you can explain them.
Well, this is true.
You're
This is
right,
true.
but yeah.
This is why I think that zombies exist, but we don't know it, because if you ever go to Morrison's at 9 o'clock in the morning and they're up the glass on the window letting me in, it is like a scene at a Dawn of the Dead now. It is.
I've seen people pushing trolleys.
Fish and chips. Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not. Go on.
I've seen people pushing trolleys, John, and their heads like a pear drop. You're telling me them are aliens, John?
Well, who knows? Who knows, Neil? Like Rasheen says, there's some weird fuckers in this country. I can tell you
Yes.
bloody that. The mostly in bloody Pleck. That's where kind of Neil lives. So there you go. What have you attachment? Sorry, can attachment have Can items? Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up here. Can items have attachments? Have you had any experience with that with anything in the house recently?
Well, I'm one of these people that likes to buy things from second-hand shops, like have vintage items. And whenever I've had family members pass on, I've got ornaments of theirs and stuff. And my boyfriend's like, "Look at all this. How many ghosts do you think are attached to these?" He's like, "No wonder the lights keep flickering."
That's right, though.
Rishin, I've just looked at the time. We've got 5 minutes, and I really just quickly need to go through these facts because I've written them down, and there's no point me writing them down if I'm not going to use them. And plus, with Captain Spaulding in the bloody chat room, I need to say him. So, obviously, Neil, I'm just going to quickly, because I haven't done this for ages, Neil. Ages.
Do it.
Right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go full Ace Ventura. I'm going to just take a big breath. I'm just going to read this as quick as I bloody can. Ready, Neil? House of 1,000 Corpses, a black comedy film from 2003, directed by Rob Zombie. 1 million to make, and it took 17 million at the box office. In a nutshell, Rasheen, it's 4 friends find Captain Spaulding's Museum of Horror, where they found out the legend of Dr. Satan, the serial killer, which happened to just happen down the road. They heard there, but find a family of murdering, torturing, hillbilly psychotic arseholes. So I've got 5 facts on House of 1,000 Corpses. Did you get all that, Neil?
Yeah.
Have you watched it?
No.
That'll surprise me.
I've never watched it. Is it any good, is it?
It's brilliant, Neil.
I'll have to watch it then.
Fact number 1, Rasheen, on House of 1,000 Corpses. When one of the captured girls gets lowered into Dr. Satan's lair, a slowed-down version of Aleister Crowley's poem, The Poet, plays over and over on a tape recorder. I never knew that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm going to have to watch it again.
All this time I've been playing one of Aleister Crowley's poems into my house unknowingly.
Exactly. Fact number 2. Otis and Baby's bizarre rants during the home movie segments are inspired by the Manson family's home movies. How about that, Neil?
I knew that one.
Yeah. Number 3. There is a poster with photos on of 2 missing boys. These are actually pictures of Rob Zombie and his brother. I never knew that. Fact number 4. Inside Captain Spaulding's Museum of Horror, behind him is the reproductions of Aleister Crowley's paintings of demonic figures, which was found in the Abbey of Thelema in Italy. Another Crowley reference in House of 1,000 Corpses. How about that?
Yeah, I never knew.
You have to watch it again.
I've got to watch it. I've got to watch this film.
And last one, Rasheen, and number 5. The names of the film's villains were names of Groucho Marx characters. Animal Crackers, Captain Spaulding. A Night at the Opera, Otis Driftwood. And Duck Soup was Rufus Firefly, which is the name of the 3 villains in the film. And they're all Groucho Marx characters now.
Oh, yeah.
Have some of that.
Yeah, I knew that one. Yeah.
Yeah, with the moustache.
Moustache.
Rasheen, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's flew like that. We're gonna have to get you on again sometime because you've still got loads to talk about. I'm just gonna say to thank you everybody in the chat room. It's been fantastic. It's been fantastic, Paranormal. Please share it with your friends. Anybody who watches it now and anybody who watches it later, leave some comments and please go and check out Rasheen's YouTube page, Roisin in Wonderland. Rasheen, it's been a bloody pleasure. If you stop in the chat room,
thanks for having me.
I've been super, mate.
If you stop in the chat room, I'll put you in the green room and we'll have a little chat after the show. We're just going to wrap it up and we'll see you in a little minute.
Okay.
Bless you.
So there you go, Neil. That flew by again, didn't it?
Yeah, John, are we having fun?
Neil, when I write all this shit down, sometimes I put too much in it for an hour.
It's best to have too
for an
much
hour,
fun.
do you know what I mean? I really do.
I mean, look at me. I'm the same. You know what I mean?
You don't even want to see what's in his book, I can tell you that. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for Rasheen. Please go and check out her channel. And obviously, go and check out Mickey York's new video on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
It's bloody fantastic. It really is. Really good. And his merch. And anybody who wants to book an investigation, message Russ Bevan at Wednesday Paranormal, and he'll sort you out. No problem.
You will not be disappointed, will you, John?
He won't. Neil, we've got another show coming in 2 weeks, and we've got 2 guests coming on. 2 guests. I just mentioned Russ Bevan from Wednesday Paranormal. We've got the other 2. The other 2 are going to come on. You got Russ. We've had him on a couple of times. So Dennis and Neil are going to come on and share some of their stories they've got with Wednesday Paranormal, which I'm actually looking forward to. It'll be a great one.
Yeah.
We're going to do that in 2 weeks. So, Neil, we're going to wrap up the show. We've got 10 seconds. Like we say every week, just want to say thank you, everybody, for the chat room. If you are investigating this weekend and you don't get any spirits, just do what we do. We drink them instead.
Bless you.
See you in 2.
Thank everybody in the chat, and thank you, Roisin. Absolutely fantastic.